I ain't waste. Are you
So it's
kidding
gonna be
me?
it's gonna be a short show. I told you.
Ian
Yeah, we
Thomas is
live. We
not
live.
worth
We
my
live.
energy right now.
We live.
No disrespect. I understand you're on the squad, but I just.
We're definitely live, man. You know, we're not gonna let them talk crap about Ian Thomas.
Oh, that's fine. I don't care if we live, off the live. Ian Thomas. I mean, why don't you figure out what's going on off the field first, and then we can figure out what the hell's going on with you on the field.
Hey, look, man, y'all gonna stop blasting this dude. Y'all
No,
don't
I
know
mean, it's
what.
fine.
Look,
We can keep going because
y'all
Quan's gonna come to
fighting
your
and trying to
defense.
get him
Quan's
to
gonna come to
something.
your defense and say you haven't had a quarterback and yada yada yada. I'm just like, but
Yeah.
I don't care who's back there.
Hey,
My man,
all I gotta say is this
Ian's who he
brother's
is.
gonna pop off if
Just keep
Matt
riding
Corral
them bikes, bro.
does some
They just
magical
throw the
shit.
ball to me.
Ian. Hey, see, when I have him on the show, watch how fucking quiet y'all get.
Okay,
Yeah, no,
watch.
I'm
Watch.
gonna say Petey Quick and Pebble and Claire.
Yep, right here. Hi, that's me. Yeah, that's me.
yeah. I'm pretty quick, man.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
Coming,
Look, y'all gonna be some of the most highly tuned in people, and they go, "Hey, go to 704." Hey, like, all the titles gonna be Ian Thomas podcasters the fuck out.
Okay. Okay.
So Claire Aries took it first. Followed by Carbonius, who clearly got his ass beat.
Okay.
He gonna pull up with a dirt bike. Watch out.
Yeah. Hey, you on probation?
That's fucked up.
You gonna pull up? He gonna pull up with the ankle bracelet. That's cool.
Michelle, if I call you a probation officer.
Hey,
dumb shit. Because we like to do dumb shit.
We started off with the joke today, man.
I wasn't
ready
joking.
for the show tonight?
Yes, sir.
I mean, I don't know if y'all heard. I wasn't joking.
I heard that earlier too. Keith said, "Yeah, I'm here to just get cursed out tonight." Hey, man, that was just draft. That stuff. Look, the draft is what brings that out of all of us. That's over with now, man. That was just draft hype, you know.
How y'all feel about the complete
y'all should have voted for Bernie.
Yeah.
Let me just throw something random out there.
About to pay the bills, and we'll be right back at y'all, man. Let's get it going, bro. How was you guys' day today, man?
Wait. First of all, what's up with that song? Why it stops every 30 seconds?
So at first I thought there was something wrong with. At first I thought there was something wrong with it, but I'm realizing like that's apparent, like that's in there.
Yeah, it's instrumental. It's instrumental.
I like the beat though. That beat tough though.
Yeah,
that's
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. The pause throws me off a little bit.
Right, the beat is fire.
Like I feel like it's about to build to something, and then it's just like skirt.
It's where they're actually rapping. It's the instrumentals where they're actually rapping. You know, and a lot of people when they hear the opening, they're crunk. They're like they know exactly what it is. It's that new Dreamville. The song is called Stick.
I was about to start freestyling.
You gonna get somebody to rap over it?
No.
Oh.
Go listen to that track. I'm trying to tell you, like that song is.
He don't need to get somebody to rap over it. Twan got it. Twan's gonna get over the beat.
Go listen to the new Dreamville with DJ Drama. It's called Stick. It's
J.
got
Cole.
J. Cole on it, JID. Some people call him Jid. It's bananas, Ray. Trust me, it's nuts. But the beat go crazy. And they did that song at Dreamville this year.
I was
And
gonna say
everybody had
I
heard
like
it.
stumbled into that. There's
Yeah.
one.
Evidently, everybody had heard the
I
song
posted it that
overnight.
one morning. You saw that shit. I posted it the one morning. That was
Oh,
can't
yeah.
even think of who the fuck was all on that. But J. Cole, all them.
Yeah, Dreamville was crazy. When they did that song, the whole place went fucking nuts. They had like 2 mosh pits. It was bananas. Hey, look here, man. This is 704 Charlotte Bounce Show, man. I am your host with my other 4 hosts. We got my man Keeb in the house.
Yo.
We got my man Petey Quick in the house.
What it do though?
Ray Bone in the house.
Yogi.
First Lady Claire Aries is in the building.
Hey, yo, everybody.
She's here, man. Hey, look here. Title of the show, man. Life after Carolina Panthers after the draft, man. So the topics that we're going to get into that the crew wanted to tell me so bad that we will get into is that we did go out and sign Amari Barno. Amari Barno did sign his rookie deal today. We'll get into that a little bit. We're going to also discuss the draft grade of the grade of the draft. And it looks like the Carolina Panthers, with Pro Football Focus, we were ranked 5th with an A. We're going to ask to see if that's true or not, or how true that holds. The Panthers go out and sign ex-Jets Pro Bowler, wide receiver, Andre Roberts, but I got a feeling we're going to be using him on special teams. For anybody that knows about him, he's a master special teams guru. Nick Kelly steps down as Tepper Sports and Entertainment CEO. Situation with this is just getting funnier and funnier by the day, man. We're going to talk about the free agents that we picked up, starting with tight end Josh Babbitts all the way down to wide receiver Derek Wright, and we'll end the show in no particular order with the draft that we
Miami
had, starting with Akeem Akwanu all the way down to cornerback Kalen Barnes. Are you guys ready to today's show?
Let's get it.
What subject do you guys like to start with today?
We should do the rundown of the picks.
All right, so look, on the draft, the Carolina Panthers, we selected offensive tackle Akeem Akwanu. We did not trade up for a quarterback, trade back, or any of the things. I felt like we did make the right move. Other of us will talk about. Still wish we would have traded back, but it is what it is. Round 3, we did go after quarterback Matt Corral. We can touch on him and what we feel about that guy. In round 4, we got the linebacker Brandon Smith, which I think was a steal.
Mm-hmm.
In round 6, we got 2 picks because we traded up again. We got the edge Amari Barno, and I went back and did more homework on him. And yeah, he's just super fast, but could probably put on some weight, and then he'll be the truth. Then we got guard Cade Mays, who often came up in our
mock drafts,
and so it was good to be able to touch that guy. And then in 7th round, we got a cornerback, Kalen Barnes. Matt Rule couldn't stay away from Baylor. He had to do something.
I mean, I do want to chime in and say that was also the fastest player available in the draft.
Right.
Oh yeah, that motherfucker fast as hell, bro. I mean, sorry,
track star. That's a track star right there.
Yes.
So hopefully his recovery will be good. So I'm gonna start off with my little brother Keeb today, man. Keeb, how you feel about that draft and how it went?
I mean, when we went live, I kind of touched on it, but for me, I'll be the very first to say this. We're starting off in the right direction. Whether that translates to the whole season, that is, of course, yet to be seen. And I don't want people to get their hopes up too high. I know I'm the positive guy, but I'm gonna tell everybody to temper their expectations. No pun intended. You have some ballers. It's just developmental players that none of these guys, at least And in my opinion, unless we're talking about Akeem, taking Akeem out are ready to play 100% when we first put him on the field. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of work that needs to be put in. OTAs, the coaches need to get down in the film room, especially Matt Corral. Amari Barno as well needs to. I mean, I don't know if weight is what we need on him. I think as of right now, he's going to be a substitution for Brian Burns because they have a similar archetype. When Brian Burns first came in, you could see him playing the outside. He could play the edge as well. Brandon Smith really needs to get in with the film room. I think in terms of boom or bust prospects, he's going to be I think in terms of boom or bust, like he can go either way. So again, I like these draft picks. A lot of potential, a lot of speed. So we'll see. Yeah, want me to say more or?
Everybody, people could just naturally jump in. You don't have to wait for me. But I'm going to go to Claire.
Okay. So.
There you go. Maul says stick. Get ready. I got a new stick. Right, go ahead, Claire.
Oh, you're good. I know on the first night of the draft, I remember in our conversation as a group, when we didn't trade back, I know I was like, oh, I quit, just because that was my expectation, is that we would likely trade back. But us getting Aquanu was a huge W. I think that's huge. And me saying I quit was not because of any kind of dislike for Akeem at all. It had to do with trading back would have been ideal. However, we were able to move up and get a QB. I've expressed on the show numerous times how I'm not the biggest Matt Corral fan. Mm-hmm. If I end up eating crow one day on, let's say he ends up being a baller, awesome. But I think kind of like what Keeb said, it's a lot of this is developmental. And for Matt Corral's situation especially, it's going to be developmental. And I cannot stress enough how much I wish that for Matt's situation being what it is, I think two things weigh heavy on him for success. One, I hope with Ben McAdoo being here, with what everybody's saying about him being a QB developing guru, I hope that holds true for both him and maybe even Sam. We'll see. But also, too, I kind of, and maybe I'm wrong on this, or wrong for saying this, but I kind of fear for him that the fact that who he is behind as far as mentoring aspects is Sam Darnold. So again, maybe I'm wrong for saying that, but it's just, that is not who, if I was coming into the league in his shoes, I would not want to have him be who I look up to, which sounds, God, that sounds bad to say, but it's true.
Thank God for McAdoo.
Right. So, but as far as the rest of the picks, Brandon Smith, I was super happy about that pick. I actually have not ever put him in any of my mock drafts, and it could be because his name just was never there. But that was I think that's a huge steal. Amari
and you
Barno.
Like the word, and you like the name Brandon, obviously. So.
Oh, okay. It has nothing to do with the name bias.
Everybody will have to know where we're going.
But Barno, it threw me off at first. Keeve had to explain to me that he is apparently like a hybrid. So, but I'm excited to see where he could go as far as being pretty much like an edge rusher. And just to, I guess, pedal back to Matt Corral. The other thing too, I hope to see Matt Corral put on some weight. Just because if he is truly going to be a more like a dual threat, being able to throw and also be a mobile quarterback as well, which we did see that while he was at Ole Miss. He is not as muscularly built from the waist down, like how we saw Malik Willis. Not to say that you have to be, but just for, I guess, durability purposes, I hope that he does put on weight for that, because he's already got that high ankle sprain that he sustained. What was it, in the Senior Bowl or something, or the bowl game?
Right. Mm-hmm.
So I just hope he puts on weight, just for his safety. But other than that, I think it's a solid draft. I have nothing to be upset about other than just, I'm glad that when we did trade up for a QB, it wasn't like trading, up too far. But I think it's a solid draft. We addressed needs where we literally addressed all of our needs.
Shout out to Stuntman
can't be mad at that.
BZ1. Stuntman BZ1, he said, ready to see what Ray P thinks. Ray got
Yeah,
fat.
Ray.
But hot damn, fuck Petey.
I mean, yeah, fuck it. I guess I'll go quick. So, yeah, I mean, it's always too early to give a draft class. I know we're always interested in grades and stuff. I mean, I said a B- when I think we were going back and forth in the chat. And maybe it's because I wasn't a big fan of giving up the 3 next year to go get Corral, because like for me again, I mean, I'm already calling him Golden Corral. Matt Golden Corral there. Because a lot of people are crowning this dude already, and he's the savior of this franchise quarterback, yada yada yada. And my first thought was just like, did we draft this dude in the first round? Like, I'm just confused. Like, we're crowning this man already, like he's gonna be a day one starter or just come in and tear shit up. And my first thought is just like, so we got this dude in the third. We clearly, or at least in my opinion, this is a developmental thing. He's not going to be ready day one. I mean, in my opinion, and the best case scenario is that he sits all year. And that's just me. Brought it out with Sam. Maybe go after a Nick Foles, something like that. But he needs a mentor, which clearly Sam Darnold would not be, or at least not a good one, in my opinion. He needs a mentor. He needs to learn. I think if we just throw this dude out, I think we're going to ruin him. So that's kind of where I stand in the sense of just Matt Corral, not really too worried about the draft positioning third round. That's fine. It's just the third next year kind of bothers me. But with that being said, in my opinion, we got the third overall, maybe even arguably, I'm going to say solid third overall prospect in the draft. We got him at 6, and obviously there's also a position to need. So in my opinion, that's the biggest thing of this draft. Like, obviously I don't want to be rude and disrespect any of the other draft, players we drafted. They're all going to be great in their own right. Side note, like, in my opinion, right off the bat, 7th round, you get the fastest guy in the draft in the 7th round. Worst case scenario, he's a special teams ace. He's your 4th or 5th corner on your roster. In my book, that's a steal. That's a win. However you want to slice that. Again, you can't teach speed. I'd like to think you can teach anything else. I mean, you can coach a man up, but you can't coach a man's speed. So he's got that on his side. See what happens. But I guess really it comes down to, I already know what we're going to be getting out of our 6th overall pick. So for me, it's just this draft is going to be defined by what Matt Corral becomes. So to be determined.
Pretty quick.
Who say the best for last? Okay. Let's get right to it.
Get it quick.
All right. So I'm gonna start off with Kalon Barnes. I think the guy has a great mental toughness, man. I had some chance. Kalon Barnes. I like his film.
Oh, the cornerback.
The cornerback. Yeah. The guy played hurt, man. I don't know if you guys caught some of his film, but man, the dude hand was messed up, man. They was still trying to catch picks, man. I like the dog fighting him, man. I'm impressed by his speed. Hopefully he can transition that to the NFL. Like I said, it's a process. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna have to be developed. A lot of pretty much like Matt Corral and K Made and Kim as well too. But I like Kalon Barnes. I like that pick. K Mays, he's a dog as well too. The guy's a pancake artist, man. I like what he does, including Icky as well too. My only question is, where the hell are they going to go? Because these guys are hybrids. They can move. They can go anywhere on the line and play. You know what I'm saying? The question is, where they're going to go.
Right.
I just want them to build the most defined line that they can with these pieces that we have picked. Matt Corral, watch some of his film as well too. The guy is a quick and making decisions. I like that. He's not scared to go for it as well. He's not scared to run either. He'll take that contact real quick. The problem is, can he take that shit in the NFL? But hopefully he can transition that to the NFL as well. Now, Brandon Smith, on the other hand, I was impressed by his height. I like his attributes, 6'4", 250 pounds, runs a 4.52. Pros, smooth, natural pass defenders, roll with the tight ends, limited on penalties, rolls with slot receivers, good with space. However, he's slow to diagnose the run plays. Targeting for secondary blocks and missed tackles, throwing shoulders instead of wrapping up. He got a problem with tackling. And what has Carolina had problems with? Tackling. Poor tackling. So I hate to have to bring that piece in for him to do the same shit that everybody else is doing. Now I'm hoping, like I said, he can be developed to be able to learn how to tackle and diagnose run plays, which we also had a problem with, is stopping the run. Mm-hmm. So hopefully he can be developed into a better player in the NFL. Yeah. However, I'm not sad about the picks. We feel, like Claire said, we pretty much filled some positions that we needed to fill. And can't wait to see what we do with these pieces.
Yeah, Petey with the rundown.
Yes, sir.
We came prepared today, bro.
Oh,
hey, bro, I've been watching these motherfuckers. I've been watching these motherfuckers, bro.
I've been watching. Hold my drink. Number one. Number two.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Petey said, I don't need to know what the show gonna be. I'm stay ready.
Yes, sir.
He's making up for that early exit last time.
Yeah, you damn right I did. You damn right I am. Mm-hmm. I had to.
Hey, Keith. Comments real quick in the chat, man. Look, shout out to the people in the chat. Shout out to Tyree Ross up in here. We got Nathan up in here. Brandon Malone. What's up, Brandon? Got Kendall Young in here. Eddie Burner, Maul. Got Guru in here. Guru standby. In case you want to join the show, we got Kendall Young here. Jeff R. Paul Mancini. Seeing some new names in here today, man. Stuntman Beezy. Got Paul Mancini up in here again. Let's see, Poppin' Burley. Still made his way over here. Got C-Dog in the building. Panther Guru. Got C. My man C is back up in here. QT0 made his way over here, bro. Shout out to QT0. QT standby. The link will be in the description if you want to join the show. Make sure y'all click on the link. We will be happy to take y'all into these discussions, man. It's all about family over here. And I got my man Nathan up in here. Kendall Young, once again. Tyree Ross said he likes our picks. And Curtis Payne. And then with Curtis Payne, he said, hey, what's up? What up, Curtis? Hey, listen, man. Moving on to the next subject today, man. We're going to just do it like this. So, Pro Football Focus said that the Carolina Panthers, since we're on the draft, we're going to finish up with this, was, in their opinion, that we had the fifth highest grade. Y'all know how I feel about it's Scott we trust, you know what I'm saying? So it was to my delight to see this, although I do know that it can be controversial and everybody may not agree with this. As Carolina Panthers fans, you know what I'm saying, even with the bias, or you could take the bias out, did Pro Football Focus get this correct? With what we had, did Scott put together an A draft?
Hold on. Is Twan's mic? Am I the only one that has Twan's mic going in and out, or is this just me?
Yeah, I heard him the whole time personally.
Okay, then it's just me. Hold on. If I pop out, it's just my connection. Give me a second.
All right.
But yeah, I don't know. I think that A is a little high. But the only way, I guess, they're justifying that A with getting Akeem at 6. You know what I mean? As opposed to, he had a higher grade than 6. Maybe getting Matt Corral where we did in the 3rd, just because of the way the quarterbacks were talked about this year and about, a couple of them possibly going first. I mean, there's a reason Corral was in Vegas. He thought he was probably going in the first 2.
Right.
You know what I mean? So again, they're probably looking at it like, in the 3rd round, you're getting value. He pans out. If he becomes a franchise quarterback, that was a great deal. And then they're just looking at, and again, I say it every year, best player available when you draft, look at the board. value will always be your friend, especially in the later rounds. So like, you're looking at a Brandon Smith, getting him where we got him. Everybody else, down the line, even the Cade Mays in the 6th rounder is something that sticks out to me. We're getting value all the way in the back end. So, I'm not going to sit here and say Scott we trust, but I mean, on paper, this looks pretty damn good. I think it was value from top to bottom. I don't feel like there's any reaches whatsoever. Something I always, Twan, I think pretty much everybody on the panel really bitches about. So,
Ray, let me highlight what you just said, because you just made a major point. On paper, we look good.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, on paper, that's why like I can see the A being justified. But again, like maybe just because I'm being hard on it, like I said, because I don't like giving up draft picks or giving up the 3rd next year to get Matt Corral. Like, maybe that's why I bump it down to a B- personally. But again, like I said, I can see how they give us an A, and I can see how you could justify it.
Yeah. Hey Ray, but people trade 3rd rounds every day, B.
I understand that. And don't get me wrong, Fitterer got on there and he's like, I wasn't really basically saying, and obviously I'm paraphrasing because he didn't say it this way. He's like, but basically he wasn't stressing a 3rd rounder because in his opinion, a 3rd rounder is something that you could easily recoup, going forward, yada, yada, yada. It was the 1st and 2nd round that he said was definitely untouchable, yada, yada, yada. So like, I get that. And yes, like it is a 3rd pick. You can easily get a 3rd pick back. I mean, especially when you got somebody like apparently Robbie's on the trading block. I mean, I'd like to think that's at least good for a 3rd pick. Shaq's on, sort of, I'd like to think probably on the trading block. That's good for at least a 3rd rounder and a late rounder, maybe 2, shit like that. So just like, so what?
One of those guys will be gone during the year.
Right. And I feel like, and again, this is just my opinion. I feel like either one of those guys can at least fetch a 3rd rounder. I'd like to think so.
Right.
So,
and I want to say that 3rd was a low risk at picking up Matt Corral was a low risk at where we picked him at.
I would say, I mean, I didn't realize this before.
Go ahead, my bad.
Right. Finish
all I was gonna say is like, I'm trying to look at it with the glass half full mindset. Whereas it's like, so I think Quick just mentioned it. Think about where we got it and the value. So if you guys remember, obviously Russell Wilson, he was drafted in what round?
3rd.
Bingo. So like, remember at one point when they were talking about this man and when they were going on those stretches with those young teams and going to Super Bowls and all this kind of stuff, how he was on a rookie deal. You remember the numbers they were talking about, what he was making at that time? It was like in the 500,000s or so. So now again, I'm sure, as the years gone on, it's a little different now, but again, how much different could it be? Maybe he's making like $1 million a year, something like that. So he's going to have a very cap friendly deal going on for what, I guess 4 years here. So it's again, like if we can build up this team, if we can develop him properly over, a season and a half, maybe season a little less than that, you know what I mean? And then get him into the, the end of year 2, year 3, year 4, and get something legitimately built. I mean, that's something you can lock up, still be with a manageable salary and continue to build this team. Because again, like I can't stress this enough. Yes, this may have looked like a great draft on paper, but we're still far away from having a complete fucking team. Like, I don't want everybody to get super excited about this draft and be like, oh shit, we're going to compete in this and the third. But like, we still have to round out this entire team yet. We are not a complete team. I think we're going to be competitive. I just don't think we're anywhere close to a complete team yet.
I think the reason why I'm gonna let PD go. Keep go. I think the reason why they're giving us an A, they're basically saying the Carolina Panthers are getting A based on what they had to do.
Well, the cards that we were dealt.
They're giving us an A based on the amount of picks we had and what Scott did with those picks.
Well, I mean, right off the bat, guys, think about it. Every time we did these mock drafts, the team needs always said what? QB, O-line, or O-line, QB. And think of our first 2 picks, O-line, QB. So, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's, again, there's so many ways to justify that A. And right off the bat, there's another one where it's just like, all right, well, if those are 2 biggest needs and those are the first 2 picks we took, on paper, it's like, oh, you did fantastic.
And we also got to address this as well, too. Please lower your expectations. Please lower your expectations.
I think that's the wrong thing to start telling Panthers fans now, bro. Don't tell them to lower the expectations. Just tell them to be.
No, what is it, Twan? Expect more. Expect more.
Expect more, bro. Don't lower them. Just don't go so high that you like. Then you said some crazy shit.
But again,
I've already heard some crazy shit so far.
Right, exactly, and that's my point. So, like,
I've already heard. You should have seen, and I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I've seen it just in. I'm not going to mention other podcasts that I watched that night, but I just bouncing around from other podcasts from draft night that were Panthers related, and they were all, oh, we drafted Matt Corral, here we go, Super Bowl. And I'm like, guys,
exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like, y'all need to pump the brakes.
No.
Here's what's going to happen, and I'm sorry to cut you off, but this is what I don't want to happen.
Good.
y'all, I really hope that the coaching staff is smart enough, good enough, whatever. The strength and conditioning coach, put some weight on this man, some good weight, yada, yada, yada. Develop this man legitimately. Don't just throw him out to the wolves because, I'm fully expecting Sam to go out there and play like trash this year. That's why when you hear rumors about Nick Foles or, all these other quarterbacks haven't really gone away yet is because, honestly, like they can sit there and on the surface all they want say they have a quote-unquote very good quarterback and Sam and this, that, and the third, but, like, there's not one motherfucker in that organization that believes in that man. So, like, there's a reason why there's still talks about a veteran quarterback. But with that being said, I cannot stress enough, we are going to ruin this man if we try to throw him out this year. He's really not ready. Again, there's a reason he went in the third round. Like, he could develop into something very special, but you need to allow that development to fucking happen. So
you're right though. We can't throw him out from the gate, but I think about week 9.
Yeah, QT0 in the building.
QT.
Week 9, week 10, we got to put that boy out there and see what he could do.
If he's ready to do that, QT, then fine. But just where it stands right now, I'm looking at it, this man definitely needs to sit for like a solid season. He needs to watch an entire season. He needs to go through preseason, take some licks, get him some playing time in the preseason. Hell, if there's some games where we're beating the dog shit out of somebody, let him get in there at the end of the game, get some snaps and some live action. Otherwise, this man needs to be holding the clipboard. And that's why I stress, like, it almost makes too much sense that they're looking for a veteran quarterback because I think they're realizing that they need to legitimately mentor this guy. And Sam Darnold's not that type of guy, at least in my opinion. That doesn't have mentor written anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just.
I just hope he doesn't. I just hope he knows that he needs to take everything he learns from that motherfucker with a grain of salt. Is all, you know what I mean? Like,
trying to get Uncle to the show again. He's still having audio issues. So.
He got that janky phone going.
Yeah. And Tari said, "Yeah, Ray, he absolutely agrees with what you're saying, Ray." And
but yeah, any Panthers fan who thinks that Matt Corral is going to start day one and take us to the Super Bowl, I need you guys to take it down about 100 notches.
Claire, this is what I'm telling you. I've seen the same shit, Claire. That's why I'm sitting here joking when I started my part where it's just like I'm calling him Golden Corral because, like, they're already crowning this man. He is the savior of this franchise. Yada yada yada. It's just like, oh my god, guys. Like, I'm confused. Like, the way they talk, the way these guys are talking, it's making me feel like we drafted this dude 6 overall. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fanatic that says stuff like that. That's not a
real. I mean,
well, there's a lot of them out there, Twan.
Well, you know what, Twan? That'll lead you to buy a bunch of jerseys you regret.
No, they exist. I'm only getting a Quanu jersey as for right now, but let's get Keevan in.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm just gonna reflect everyone's point. Like, when you're Panther fans, and I didn't realize this until I started doing podcasts. You realize that our fan base is very extreme. It's either extreme negative or it's going to be extremely positive. And there's very few in between. So, I mean, I kind of understand where Panther fans are coming from, deprived out of having a good quarterback in a very long time after Cam Newton left this team. So I understand. And this is what I was saying, too, in the beginning. Like, listen, just calm down, temper your expectations, or at least what Twan and Ray likes to say, have more expectations, but take it with a grain of salt. There's a lot to like about Matt Corral, in my opinion. There's a lot to like, but there's a lot to not like in terms of inconsistency and some of the stuff he does, pump faking when it's in terms of like trying to lead the middle field coverage player in a different direction. He doesn't have that talent to just do what he does, like a Patrick Mahomes or damn, I keep forgetting that name. Anyways, whatever.
Facts, Tyree.
He can take us. What did he say? Oh, okay. Yeah. So, like, in terms of development, a lot of these guys can be really great. QT, my bad. Can you mute your audio? I hear myself. You good? You good? In terms of expectations, in terms of everything, listen, you can expect a lot, but it's really what this coaching staff does. I try to go out there and try to find Ben McAdoo tape, and really all the tape there is of Eli Manning and his post Super Bowl career is not the most flashy thing to look at. And
Right.
he did take his that Eli Manning offense from 23rd in the league to 8th in the league. So there is a plus there. There's a lot he can learn from it. A lot of the draft picks can learn a lot. I mean, in terms of Brandon Smith, I would love it if the organization just locked Luke Kuechly and Brandon Smith in a room and just told Luke Kuechly, like, listen, Luke Kuechly, his first few years, he didn't have a TV, he didn't have a laptop, he just had film. And a DVD and a I don't know what he watched it in, a cassette. I don't know. Luke is ancient in terms of technology, so I don't know what he watched it in.
Probably a projector screen.
Probably a box TV or a projector screen. So
I don't know. Anytime you saw him at the like the fucking training facility and shit, you saw he had like an Xbox controller in his hand, so he was probably running all that shit or something like that.
Probably.
You know what I'm saying? Or just a computer, you know what I mean? Just a computer, something simple.
And then these upsides are insane. Like, I mean, you talk about Brandon Smith, he could be a really good middle linebacker, but he's not good against the run right now. So they'll probably throw him out.
Hold on real quick. Hey, Unc, go get some headphones and put the headphones on your phone and try to join in. I think that'll work.
Maybe if you allow the settings. He might have to allow his settings.
Like Brandon Smith is a really good outside linebacker in terms of just coverage play, which is great. Jermaine Johnson wasn't, so that's why he's not here with us.
Amen.
So again, listen, the pieces are there. The reason why they gave us like just Twan said, we started off with picks and very low expectations, and we came out with a really boomer bust prospect in Matt Corral, in Amari Barno and Brandon Smith. But they can easily be busts. So yeah, you throw them out there, you throw them to the Wolves too soon, you're gonna see. We're gonna go back to a couple of months ago when people were calling for people's heads. So
I will ask this though, just to the group: do you think we would have still? And I think the obvious answer is probably going to be hell no. But we did get a QB and we got an offensive tackle. Had we swapped the places of where we drafted those two positions, would we have still gotten an A?
I would have lost my mind.
I would have lost my fucking mind.
I know you would have lost your mind. That's not what I asked you, though.
I would have taken over that live and gone absolutely ape shit. Like because you got to think about it. It probably would have been Kenny Pickett. It probably would have been Kenny Pickett at 6. So first and foremost, I'd have had to listen to Twan's fucking stupid ass with the fucking Pittsburgh breaking Dan Marino's records and shit. I don't give a fuck about Dan Marino's records back in the fucking 70s when they didn't air it out like they do now. So like when you're breaking records like that, that's just dumb shit to me. So again, I love you to death, Twan. You know I do. I'm just being a little disrespectful, my bad. But I'm gonna still go right back to it. So I'm gonna have to listen to Twan's ass about that shit. Plus, again, Kenny Pickett is not worth, in my opinion, a first round pick. This man is going to, in my 100% flame out in Pittsburgh. I think they completely missed on that pick. I think Baby Hands is gonna just not pan out to a first round quarterback. But again, yes. And then on my next thought would be in the third. And so we're gonna trade up in the third round for one of those third round tackles, like, and then get. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would have absolutely lost my fucking mind draft night if that stupid shit happened.
Hey, I want to say this too.
We got Unc in here via satellite, man.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Hey, I want to say this. I want to say this too. I think that Renegade will open up.
I see y'all in there. 9 lives. What's poppin', baby?
Yes, sir.
What to do though?
Hey,
I can't get over this. That's so funny.
he said,
Hey, Twan, just an idea. You can have him call into Google Phone, and you can share Google Phone on your thing. Just letting you know.
Google Phone? How do you do that?
Yeah. You have a Google account? You could just set up Google Phone right now.
Yeah, see, Twan, I think I fucked up because the very first time I tried to get in there, it asked me if I wanted to join or link my shit up, and I hit no or I skipped that shit. I fucked up. I might have to go in through another fucking device. That way I can get in the right way.
Okay.
Yeah, somebody said I sound like I'm in a submarine. I don't play that shit.
He's in Tel Aviv.
glad y'all went live tonight, nigga. I've been waiting on some content. You hear me?
It's submarine, bro.
I don't want to fuck up the sound.
Hey, no, man. I told him I had to get you here one way or the other. At least say some words,
I
bro.
appreciate you. I tell you what, I'm finna jump on the laptop and see if I can't jump in through there.
That would do it.
I can't get in through that shit. So.
That
Oh no,
should
you'll
do it.
definitely get in that way, bro.
Oh yeah.
All right. Give me a few seconds, my nigga. I'm gonna jump in through the link.
All right, man.
Hey, all right. So yeah, but why he do that? I'm gonna say
We
this
got
though.
undercover
All right, so
Unk.
we'll catch Unc on the next show.
Hey, why he doing that? I want to say this though. I think that running game though is gonna expand with the pieces that we have. Like I think all running backs gonna have some yards for sure.
Especially on the left side.
Yeah, honestly, y'all, I really want to see what Spencer Brown can do.
When did you get hired by SpaceX?
T-Top.
They sound like the old Popeyes cartoon. Why I oughta.
Oh my god, that's funny. Oh my
That's
god.
terrible. That's so fucked up.
I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna get off of here now.
Hey, but yeah, I do
I'm
want to see what Spencer Brown got though. I still want to see what Spencer Brown has though, honestly.
Get in a different dimension. Okay.
Dude, what now?
Oh, shoot.
I still want to see what Spencer Brown has.
Spencer Brown. I'm confused.
Who?
The running back that we picked up last year. He didn't really get a chance.
He ain't gonna make the.
I was gonna say, is he even or
he's on the practice squad.
No, bro. Nah, he's gonna get cut.
Speaking of that, let's go ahead and take a look at the.
Yes, let's do that, Twan.
Okay, go ahead, Ray.
Yeah, let's do that, Twan.
Talk about your boy. Go ahead.
No, any of y'all would like to go first? By all means.
I'm gonna run these guys down real quick. So, the guys that didn't get picked up, the guys we picked up in free agency was tight end Josh Babbitts. We got another quarterback, Davis Cheek from Elon. That's pretty close to me. That's about 30 minutes up the road. Linebacker Isaiah Graham Mobley from Boston College. Safety Drew Hartlaub from Penn State. Wide receiver Rashawn Henry from Virginia. He wasn't bad. I've seen him play this year.
Yeah, he's pretty decent.
I watched his tape too.
Jones from Eastern Washington. Running back John Lovett from Penn State. Defensive tackle Marquand McCall from Kentucky. Linebacker Aaron Mosby from Fresno State. Got wide receiver Andrew Parchment from Florida State. I know this guy well, played with my team, obviously. He's just a little dude, but I mean, when he gets separation from you, like he's gone, man. He's fast as hell.
What is
clips
on 40?
Huh?
What is his speed in 40?
He won in the combine, but the last one that he ran was like a 4.3.
Okay, yeah, he's fast, motherfucker. I'm scared to have a Demir Bird again, man. I'm scared to have another Demir Bird.
I just wish
I don't think he's that small.
I think he's a little bit smaller than Shi Smith. I mean, he's just a small guy, but he ain't as small as I'm making him sound, but just not NFL wide receiver. Then we got another wide receiver out of the University of Miami, Charles Rambo. Ray, all about him. And Kalon Tolson from Illinois, and wide receiver Derek Wright out of Utah State. So, Ray, let us know about the guy that you know, and if you think he'll make the team, Charleston Rambo.
I mean, if I'm gonna be completely honest, I'm not too sure he'll make the team. I guess a lot of that will play out with the Shi Smith still stick around with all that impending shit that's going on. I mean, just in general. I mean, I think it's gonna be tough to make the roster as a receiver, but again, I mean, there's returnability there. I mean, he could be a kick returner. Again, being 6'1", I mean, I think it's a little big. He also ran right, but I mean, he has kick returnability at least in college. Now, again, that's a whole other ball game in the NFL. But I mean, yeah, at 6'1", I mean, 185, he's a little thin, but I mean, at the he put up good stats. He's a good receiver. He's got pretty good hands. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. This dude's got amazing hands. He's got pretty damn good hands. He was one of Derek King's like go-to receivers. He put up just shy of 1,200 yards off 79 catches. I want to say it was 78 catches, some shit like that. It's my guy. So I should be pretty spot on with it. And 7, 8 touchdowns. dude was legit. But again, there's a reason he got drafted late. He's far from a fucking polished receiver. So again, this is I don't know, practice squad guy. Maybe he makes the roster as a special teamer. Like I said, just being completely honest, let's be real, and there's a chance he probably doesn't make the roster. Let's be honest. He would have to have shit fall in line for him. Like I said, Shi Smith not sticking around, injuries, things like that for this dude to make the roster. I mean, there's promise there, but just there's a reason he went undrafted.
Shout out 350 in the building. 350 in the building. Also, you guys, please, hit my guys up, with their cash apps. I will put the cash apps up in here right now so everybody can see what's going on. Anything you give will be greatly appreciated, man. We're not forcing anyone to give. We like cheerful givers. So help us out, grow the channel. More than anything, please hit the like button. It's free. We won't charge you anything to do that. Absolutely nothing to do that. And please share this content. You know what I'm saying? Share the content, help us grow our channel. And that will be greatly, greatly, greatly appreciated, man. Let's keep it going, man.
I mean, Charleston Rambo, he has like that kind of attitude to him, and I kind of like, man. He got that fire.
Oh, don't get me wrong. Like, he's a dog. I mean, first and foremost, think about it. He's from Miami, so of course he's a dog. So, like I said, he's got heart. He'll give himself a chance. So he'll need shit to fall in line for him. Like, and obviously
he's a dog because he
damn straight, bro. That's just what we breed. Those types of animals, bro. Like that's just the type of football player you're getting out of Miami.
Not
but with that being said, I will say they did have him projected as what right here, the 212th pick. So I mean, he was going to get drafted in like what's that, about roughly the 7th round. So like, he was still considered a draftable player. So to get him undrafted, I mean that's still again undrafted. I guess I'll end it with undrafted players go on to have some pretty damn good careers sometimes. So you just never know. It comes down to coaching. It comes down to just the spot. So who knows? Maybe he clicks with a Matt Corral. Maybe he clicks with a fucking Sam Darnold, whoever. You know what I mean? You never know.
It comes down to their will too, Ray.
Hey, Guru really showing off that smooth skin in that profile pic.
Hey,
Guru, what up?
Hey, Ray, I'm just happy.
Doing? What's up, Key?
Yo.
I'm just glad that Charleston didn't go to Florida State.
Well, I mean, he was at Oklahoma first. So, I mean, really, let's be honest. He's technically a Sooner. He transferred to us. So
I'm just glad he didn't go to Florida State. He ain't wear that burgundy and gold.
I mean,
it's
always fuck Florida State. It's always fuck
Florida State. We don't want his ass.
It's fuck Florida State. What do you mean?
My team's straight next year.
Man, Florida. Shit.
No, they ain't, Twan. You know that.
Yeah, we got the fifth best recruiting class right now.
Twan, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares, Twan.
Damn, the hate
nobody cares.
Real.
Just like we sit here yarning about.
Nobody cares, Twan. Nobody cares, Twan. Nobody cares about Florida State. Nobody cares.
That's cool.
All right, cool. All right. Next topic.
He told you to stick a fork in that.
I ain't gonna lie. Y'all coaches
anybody to care about Florida State.
Anyway, keep going. At the end of the day, that's a nice little list of undrafted free agents. Drew Hartlaub, that's what he was. What did he fucking ran? He ran like a 4.3 something at safety from Penn State. Dude's got some speed. Again, that could be another special teams ace type deal. Right there, I don't really know how if you'd really
the only one I know is McCall from Kentucky. That's really it.
Okay.
I don't really know anybody else like that. And of course Ray with Miami, I completely understand, and I'm gonna take your word for it. McCall, though, the only thing that really surprises me about him, besides, I mean, they had him ranked at 321st in terms of prospects coming out, which is not a good thing. But I will say he has above average first step explosion. He can get there and he's really quick for his size. He's 379 pounds, but he doesn't act like it. He's a big guy, 6'3". He's not that tall, but 379 pounds. I mean, that's, big dude. Flexibility, below average.
There goes Petey.
Hand counters, okay. If a rotational 3-4 tech, nose tackle, maybe. I just don't know. I mean, I really don't want to get any sort of high off these undrafted picks. Most of them don't even pan out anyway. So I'm gonna keep my expectations extremely low. But I like the players.
Thank you, Keep.
Yeah.
Keep your expectations very low. very, very low. The fuck with Twan and Ray talking about some have high expectations. Nah, fuck all that. I'm being a realist. What y'all see them struggle in their rookie seasons while they was in the NCAA is what you're gonna have to see in the NFL.
Well, practice squad.
That's fine, but I still have high expectations of you. Better be coaching these kids up correctly. You better not be throwing somebody like Matt Corral out there when he's not ready. I expect you to do more with what you just picked up. And I expect you to coach correctly. I expect you to teach correctly. I expect you not to fuck this up. That's why I'm saying expect more.
Right.
Hey,
Ray, I'm sorry.
I hear you with the don't expect too much with these undrafted rookies.
Ray.
No shit. Don't expect too much with these undrafted rookies. But don't be surprised if you see one of these undrafteds go on to have a hell of a career, because we see it happen all across the NFL. So
Ray, I got a secret for you. Hey Ray, I got a secret for you. I got a secret for you. Hey, your coach is Matt Rule.
Facts.
But
again, you know what? Hey, all bullshit aside. Think about it. We brought in plenty of coaches, though, and they're not from the Matt fucking Rule coaching tree. So, again, let's see what McAdoo can do. Let's see what all these other position coaches can do that we've just brought in. Steve Wilkes is back. I always liked him as a DB coordinator. DB's coordinator, coach, whatever. So, again, let those guys coach, and let's see what happens. Again, I mean, Matt Rule's, kind of overseeing it, whatever you want to call it. But, again, they're not just all Matt Rule's guys anymore. Like, a lot of these guys have their own, coaching experiences and shit like that. So again, I expect all of them. I expect more. I expect all of them to do their jobs to the best of their abilities and get the most out of these kids.
I don't like the way he look, Ray. I don't like his beady eyes, bro. I don't like nothing about Matt Rule, bro.
Well, the thing with Matt Rule is just a head coach. He's not a specialty coach. So hopefully the specialty coaches get to these guys first, and that's who they're really listening to. A head coach is just the head coach over the rest of the coaches.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, these position coaches need to do their damn job.
Matt Rule ain't calling no more plays. Thank God for that. But you know what I'm saying?
Is there confirmation on that, Twan? Is there some confirmation?
We're about to see Ben McAdoo's offense, y'all.
It's time for Matt. Well, this year
that's not really saying much. Ben McAdoo's offense is not saying much.
I'm just saying, but you know what, Keeb? Guess what? It's not gonna be Matt Rule's offense anymore. It's not gonna be that dumb shit with Matt.
Be honest with
See,
you,
look,
bro,
and this is how sad it is. For some reason, I'm having a brain fart because I can't remember old smooth fade asses and fucking name Joe Brady. So again, we're not gonna see Joe Brady's offense anymore. So we're gonna see what's up.
Hey, who's being chased by the cops?
That's good.
Ray.
That ain't Guru.
Ambulance just went by, so I had to mute it. What happened?
Guru's ass, bro.
That ain't Guru.
Hey, no, man. Listen, bro. Listen. For people that love that style of offense, I love the RPO offense, bro. I think McAdoo's
when you got a one-read quarterback. Yeah. That's
I think he's gonna mix it in though. I think it's not gonna be all RPO. You know what I'm saying? And he won't be LeVar. He won't be Lamar out there and like that. But I like mixing that in because we got RPO running backs, and we got some RPO with some receivers that can catch the ball.
RPO
like
Matt Corral.
Yeah. So and
RPO
quick release
right into his scheme too because he's RPO as well.
So Miss did that damn near every play.
Besides QB options and QB reads and RPO, they RPO'd everybody to death in Ole Miss. So whether that's that, I don't, I tweeted this. I was like, listen, if you're gonna have this guy run, you might as well not put him out there at all. But when we talk about that,
but the way the RPO works, and you have to have a strong running back. And I noticed, knock on wood. If CMC is at CMC,
well, that's not true. That's not true, Twan.
You
don't need a
no, bro. For RPO to work really well, you have to have a great running back, bro. It's that the RPO, that run pass option is mostly.
No, you don't need a strong. Well.
I mean, Kansas City run all them RPOs. Clyde Edwards-Helaire trash. So
right. What I'm saying is,
we already know. But we know what that quarterback likes to do.
Slang that thing.
That's why a lot of people didn't respect their RPO. They didn't play it. They always played Mahomes as he's going to pass the ball.
So you
Hey,
can
we wanted Desmond Ritter.
you can have an elusive back as long as your line holds up. And it's in terms of the left side, I think we're pretty good. I'm not going to base it
straight, man.
Like PD was saying, or something. I don't think it was PD. Someone in the comment section said we have one of the best offensive lines. Listen, don't say that because it's not going to work out the way you think it is.
Well, Big Cat said we had the best offensive line in the NFL, and they just ran with
it. We don't know where Cade Mays is going to play. We don't know if Deontay Brown's going to be anything. If he's going to take that, we don't know. But what I can guarantee you that left side will be good at least.
I think we have the best bookends
linemen. And as long as you have a decent offensive lineman, you don't need a power back. I think CMC, once healthy and a good offensive line, can mow through players, and people forget what a healthy CMC looks like.
Yeah, but I'd like to see a healthy CMC continue the whole damn season and be supplemented by these other backs, not just ride this man into the fucking ground.
We can't sit here and say, listen, you can't expect blah, blah, blah from CMC. When you have a guy play 98% of the snaps in that position, which might remind you, no one in the NFL in the last probably 10 years has had their running backs go over 75% snaps. No one besides us. So that doesn't translate into wins. We like to throw out injury prone. Injury prone does not exist when you are set up for failure. 98% of the snaps, which I don't expect to see this time.
I mean, that's a good way of putting it, honestly.
Hey, Keith, you know what that is? That's called coaching.
It's called overusage as well. Yeah.
Overusage, throwing him to the ground, not using him properly. There's atrocious offensive line, terrible offensive line last year. He had to run through people. He's not that type of running back to consistently do that 98% of the time. He might have put that up in Stanford, but not 98% of the time. And we saw his body break down, as would anybody.
Yo, can I ask y'all a question? When is the last time a team with a top 5 running back won the Super Bowl? Top 5.
Good question, Guru.
I mean, I'd probably have to go back to either early 2000s because I think of Jamal Lewis and shit like that. I think of I think about Marshall Faulk. So I mean, we're talking late 90s, early 2000s. Honestly, I mean, somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Do you really throw like Jerome Bettis out there at that age when they won the Steelers won the Super Bowl? Was that 06? Yeah. I mean, that was a really good defense, but Bettis was kind of Bettis. That was Bettis's last year. So like, I mean, and was he really a number one running back at that point? Meh. Like, so I mean, I guess really to be accurate, I'd say probably early 2000s is probably about the last time like a legitimate number one bona fide star running back.
Does Marshall Lynch not count?
No, I don't. He wasn't consistent with it.
No. Because I feel like again nothing against Marshawn because I love Marshawn
run all over people that year,
right? And I love Marshawn, but let's think about it. Those defenses were fucking crazy up there in Seattle.
I know, but Marshawn at running back was a vital piece on their offense. Bro.
Yeah, because obviously, what do a lot of these coaches say? If you got a run game and a great defense, you're going to win a lot of football games.
Yeah. The only reason I asked that question is because you can't scheme your whole entire team around just one running back like we've been doing McCaffrey and expecting to win anything.
Well, somebody said it earlier, man, and I agree. I mean, the thing is with Carolina Panthers is you have to sit McCaffrey's ass down. No, you can't be in on every play, bro.
That's a fact.
You cannot be in on every play.
I was gonna say this becomes we're gonna need you when it matters.
There's other guys in the backfield. Look. Fuck, like you haven't shown that you can do that, so we're gonna put you in there as we want to put you in there. All that, like you not coming out of huddle shit, is over.
Hey Ray, that Lamborghini gonna be sitting in that garage. Gonna have it in and out the shop.
But he's not just a regular running back, is he? I mean, he's a very versatile running back. I feel like whenever you talk about star players,
last 3 years he had been versatile.
So again, last 3 years we were also running him to the ground. What I'm saying is, like, when you talk about star players, I feel like you're gonna have to give their dues first before you start, like, just saying exactly what's been going wrong. Christian McCaffrey is is a Swiss Army knife. The man can do everything. He can block. He can get catch on the pass. He can run with the ball from the backfield. He can get a pass tossed. He can even play quarterback sometimes. We've seen it before. So. So
He
again,
can sit on the sideline and model closes when he's done
he
most
can
of
also
the
sit on
time.
the sidelines and model close. When you run him to the ground, when you run a player to the ground, I mean, let's talk about Derrick Henry, one of the
No,
most physical.
keep. I'm gonna let you go, keep. But listen, we don't run. Look, we are partially responsible, but Christian McCaffrey wants to be ran into the ground. He never wants to come out.
Yeah, I don't know that. I'll let
So
you
you got
go.
to save him from himself. Same thing with Cam. We talked about this with Cam, bro. McCaffrey has to come out, man. Like when Matt Rule this past year, look, this dude was staying in the huddle. They had they had to tell him to come out the game. Like you can't do that, bro.
Well, so
Nobody
You
what I,
can't
doesn't
win
hold up
Super
what
Bowls
I
enough
was
doing
gonna
that
down
shit.
say, what I was gonna say, that's a valid point, Twan. But at the same time, I don't have evidence of that. And when a guy hasn't played correctly to his best ability, he wants to be out there. That's what football is, right? We'd be killing him if he was just sitting on the sidelines. We'd be
Not if you're
killing him
hurting
if
the
he was
team,
just
bro.
sleeping. I
Not if you're
understand,
hurting the team.
Twan. I absolutely understand. But at the same time, we kill players for the sitting on the sidelines and doing absolutely nothing. So what my
Stealing
point
money.
is this: when you have Derrick Henry, the most physical running back in the last decade, who has never eclipsed 75% of his snaps, you have to talk about it. The man is being sat in certain, like you said, in certain moments, he needs to be sat down. We don't know. We can't speculate on whether he doesn't want to sit or he wants to sit. All I'm going to say is, last couple of years, that offense has done great when CMC has shown a little bit of himself. When he had that MVP, almost MVP season last year, we were doing okay with Sam Darnold at the helm and CMC healthy. And then when CMC went down, everything fell apart because that was our offense. You can't elate an offense to one player. And thank God we have Ben McAdoo for that. But you can't elate an offense to one player, and you cannot make a team off of one player. I mean, look
And
we
that's
talk
why the
about Derrick
Titans
Henry,
keep
right?
losing.
And
That's
that's
why
why
the
the
Titans keep losing.
This is
Exactly.
a conversation you should be having with Matt Rule, not us.
I wish. I mean, listen, you get him on the phone. Let's have a conversation.
Shit, we agree
And
with you.
let me correct Guru. He's not a Lamborghini. He's a Ferrari.
I mean, they're both Italian. So
Come on, Christian McCaffrey.
Yes.
Right now,
hey, Petey, it don't matter. That motherfucker won't crank up. It don't matter.
yeah, right now he's a Prius.
And I was gonna say too, Twan, if Matt Rule is the same guy that was telling you that, Christian McCaffrey is the one that keeps, wanting to put himself, in 98% of the snaps, like that kind of situation, he's also the same coach who will sit there and make excuses for Sam Darnold by saying Christian McCaffrey is, injured, he doesn't have him, and he doesn't have this. So no, I know, but that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, just keep that in mind. He's saying, "Oh, well, McCaffrey never, he never wants to come out. He never wants to do this." But he's also the same one that says, "Yeah, well, Sam, doesn't have McCaffrey now." So it's like,
that's a great
I
point.
don't know.
Yeah. But that's our head coach. I mean, I think he sits on the sideline and he decides. I think he dedicates the fourth quarter to, like, what am I going to say in this press conference? I'm not going to throw under the bus this time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's why
what y'all don't see is him making notes. What y'all don't see in the fourth quarter is him making notes on that Microsoft Surface tablet on what he should and shouldn't say in that press conference.
He's not going anywhere. Matt Rule's not going anywhere.
And he literally tells coaches before. I was watching one of the NFL mic'd up that they do after every game. He's telling coaches before each game, talking about some don't hurt us too bad and don't beat us too bad and all this other shit. Like, where are we going here?
He's sucking
Let me ask you
dick.
guys a question.
That's what he's doing.
That's soft.
So I believe that Scott Fitterer, GM, I think he's a great GM. Y'all know how I feel about Scott, you know what I'm saying? I believe that all GMs, should be able to test the waters with their own coaches. You know what I'm saying? But here's a question to you guys. Did Scott Fitterer essentially go out there and save Matt Rule's job?
Yeah, I'll say he trying to save himself. Fuck Matt Rule.
No, I mean,
but did he save Matt Rule's job with the moves?
If anything, maybe he did it indirectly in the sense because obviously
I'm not saying on purpose.
Fitterer's out there doing his job. He's supposed to make these calls and make the right picks.
Exactly.
Because if draft picks don't pan out, it usually comes back mainly on the GM. So at the end of the day, he could have indirectly, quote unquote, saved Matt Rule's job if all these picks pan out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, but Ray, that's
break
the
it down.
job. That's like you said. That's the job of the GM, right? You got to get players. We're not going to sit here and our goal going to be to fire coaches, right? That's not going to be the goal of Tepper. That's not, in my opinion, his job is set no matter what we do. I mean, we saw that pick with that what was it, that culture, that tag. I don't know what that tweet was, but you had Tepper, you had our GM, and you had Matt Rule with a bunch of people just chilling. And this is prior to the draft, right after all this stuff coming out of fans wanting to fire Rule. He's not going anywhere. The man is not going. Everyone's bought into his 7-year plan, and expect that 7 years.
Not everyone. I just think that Scott. I'm gonna let Claire go. I just think that Scott, not on purpose, I think he inadvertently saved Matt Rule's job with those moves, because I told y'all it's more than just Rule. Tepper ties in this too. Tepper doesn't want to look like I make horrible decisions, which he still did. We still know Matt Rule ain't shit, except he. But
I don't think he. I think he said. I think I want to say what I want to say. Pretty much, he set him up for success. Now, whether he does something with it is on him. Like, I mean, let me simplify this, because really and truly, what it really is all right. Scott Federer pretty much gave him his pieces. Now he tell him, hey, do something with it.
Right.
Point blank. Period.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can't do nothing with it, then bro, it's you. It's not the players. It's you.
Well, I mean, Matt Rule said in year 3 is when he excels. And then already I'm hearing a lot of guys even on this panel saying that we're going to be so-so even in our 3rd year. So it don't sound like – so what I mean right then is just like – so then obviously they're looking at the future and the pieces we got now. So according to the timeline, Matt Rule should be definitely gone by the end of this year, because we'll only be so-so according to some of the people, on the panel. So how does that save his job? What saves his job is that now we can actually see – positivity going down in that future, and David Tepper is like, I want Matt Rule to be a part of that because I handpicked him.
His job was never in jeopardy. That's just what we like to say. His job was never in jeopardy.
It's definitely in jeopardy, Keith.
No, it's not. I mean, you look at the body language.
Everybody knew his job was in jeopardy.
The job is.
So you think evidence? So you think everybody on all these stations ran like Matt Rule at one point was the essential topic of the NFL, right. And when was he going to get fired? And you said that he was never in jeopardy.
Fans talking. I mean, you've never, in terms of body language, you've never seen anything indicate that this guy is out of the circle. Yeah. That whole brand mentality, this entire team.
Let me tell you something, Keith. Keith, I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna leave it alone. When you're confident that you have your job, Matt Rule, then you never talk about going back to college, which he did. Then you never talk about the fact that if I lose my job, which he did. Even he thought his job was in jeopardy.
Right. Well, but listen,
I would never discuss college football if I know my job is solidified.
Well, you already know that the atmosphere around him was terrible. I mean, he couldn't go anywhere, right, without being booed. Right. But that's by the fans. I'm saying in terms of what you see in the pictures and in the confidentials and when the camera is not rolling live, the culture around him is very peaceful. The atmosphere is peaceful.
See, keep once again. When the cameras aren't rolling, guess who's not there also? Keep. So you don't know either.
Neither are we. Neither is anybody in this panel.
But you're not there either. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes. It's your opinion, just like it's our opinion.
What you see. I'm just going based off what I see.
Well, you're not. What we're seeing mostly is that his job is.
Hold on. Let me hop on this real quick. I don't know, and I'm pretty sure none of us know what's going on behind the scenes. All I can go by is these people's criminal records means they have a lack of discipline. Obviously, there's a lack of discipline somewhere on the team. And second of all, you can't keep going 5 and 13, whatever, 5 and 12, and think you're gonna keep your job. You just not. Nobody's about to keep you here winning 5 games every year.
Right, but that's not what we're talking about. I mean, if we're talking about should he be fired? Absolutely. But you're saying, is his job jeopardy in terms of the ownership, in terms of this group? That's not what you're saying. This is what we're saying is based on what we see, is his job in jeopardy.
Scott saved his job. That's what I said.
And that's why I said his job was never in jeopardy from this organization. But
Wow.
again, it's my opinion.
I don't think he saved it, but he ain't help or hurt him.
Like, if you're gonna ask me, should he be fired? Absolutely. I don't think there's one person here that says no. Right? But that's not what I'm saying.
So you, Claire.
So
I don't know how you follow that.
Well, for starters, a couple of comments back, there was somebody who stated that McCaffrey should just be a receiver. They've already talked with him about that. He denied that. He rejected that offer, just so everybody's clear.
Claire, that's a lack of discipline. Not to cut you off, that's a lack of discipline. Your players shouldn't be telling you what they want to do. You should be trying to get them to do.
I agree. I agree, but no, I saw that.
It takes to win. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But no, he completely rejected that offer. We got off on a tangent. What was the original? What was even the original? Is Matt Rule's job saved? Is that where is that where this circled to?
No, the question was, did Scott inadvertently save Matt Rule's job with the picks that he made all season in the draft?
Did he inadvertently save it?
Like, meaning he wasn't out there trying to save.
Yeah, I get that.
Because I mean, he's as a general manager, you want your own head coach. I'm pretty sure he don't want Matt Rule as a head coach, man. I'm pretty sure he doesn't.
So, if inadvertently, I mean, that's probably the best way to put it. I don't think he was out there trying to do anything to purposely or deliberately save Matt Rule's job, obviously, because Scott's job is like, I don't even know who said it at this point, but Scott's job is not his position is not there to be able. It was you, okay? Yeah. Scott's job is not, his job is not to save Matt Rule's job. That's not Scott's job.
Right.
Scott's job is, who can I bring in here to make this team better?
Amen.
So with that being said, with the off-season moves, we got Bradley Bozeman in here at center. We got the kid from the Rams, Austin Corbett, in here to help with the line. Somehow my mind is scrambled, but either way, with the moves that we made in the draft and even in the off-season, he did what he felt with his position, with his job position, and what is outlined for him to do. He did what he was supposed to do to make this team better. We were begging to make this offensive line better. We said, we're sick of seeing Sam Darnold blow it every game. We want a QB. We thought it was going to be at one point Deshaun Watson. That never came to fruition. We thought it was going to be Baker Mayfield. Jimmy Garoppolo got thrown in there. None of those have happened. We now have Matt Corral. Hopefully he will be developed into a polished QB in the future, not right away. I stress this, not right away. And
I can hear her using her hands. Not right now.
Oh, yes. But because
Golden Corral.
Well, this is the issue, and it's not because, and this is nothing to do with me not believing in Matt Corral. I don't want this to be misconstrued in any way. I do not want the expectations to be weighed so heavily on the shoulders of a third-round pick QB for the expectations to be, we're going to throw you out there. It's week 3. Sam Darnold has thrown, 11 picks or something in the first 3 weeks. He blows it. And so Matt Corral wins the starting job. And the expectations, because all the Panthers fans want it, we're tired of waiting. We want wins. Take us to the playoffs, kid. It's not, and I'm not saying it couldn't happen, but the expectation needs to be set. He's a rookie. He's a third-round QB that we got. He's young. And he needs to grow. And if he does not take us to the playoffs, no one needs to bash him and no one needs to sit there and say, oh, well, you know what? Now we've got the second pick in the draft next year because we did so horribly. Matt Corral is a bust, and Sam Darnold, thank God we can get rid of him. And now we can go get, Bryce Warner, CJ Stroud. We cannot be a revolving door at the QB position for forever. Let's actually develop this kid. He is a rookie. Let's see where he can take us and do it the right way. So whether you like him,
another subject. But go ahead, Claire.
No, I was just gonna say, whether you like him or hate him, he's here, and hopefully we just do right by him, bar none.
Exactly. I will say this. I'm not trying to open up another can of worms, but I'm gonna leave it on this and say what you want. Please go find Cam Newton. Because right now, as far as I'm concerned, we don't have a quarterback. Sam Darnold, the new rookie, and peanut butter and jelly, whatever his name is, PJ Walker.
Twan, please keep Cam where he is at.
Thank you.
Whether it's doing the interviews or let him live his life. He's
right.
I mean, I would love to see him behind this line. You know what I'm saying? Any day before Sam Darnold. I'm leaving it at that. And plus Cam is also a good teaching quarterback. He doesn't mind teaching. Unlike that silly shit we heard from Ryan Tannehill saying he's not going to help Malik Willis. See, that's the kind of shit where you don't win.
I mean, at the same time, though, I don't think what Tannehill said was silly shit. I mean, Tannehill thinks he's still a starting quarterback and all that shit. So his main priority should be leading
Willis
a team.
Isn't gonna come take his job. Only
Tannehill. I think people took it the wrong way. I don't think he meant it like fuck him. I don't think he meant it like.
Oh no, that's how he meant it.
It's not his job.
Quarterbacks are. They's like, it's not my job to train these guys.
It's not though. It's his job to lead his team to fucking victory and shit. Like and lead a football team. Period. Not mentor some kid that could possibly take his job. It's a competition for a fucking reason.
All right, so
Brett Favre didn't care about Rodgers.
Nick Kelly steps down as Tepper Sports and Entertainment CEO. Early in the text, Ray said that this man was like, man, fuck this shit. I'm done with this. I'm out. I'm going to start with Ray Papone today. Ray, why do you think Nick Kelly stepped down and he's no longer, and what are the reasons behind this and why this man stepped away?
I mean, honestly, I don't know. So obviously it's speculation. So for me, it's just as simple as that. As with everything that's going on right now, with this team, with Tepper Sports, just with Tepper himself, City of Rock Hill, all that shit. It's just, this could be something as simple as just somebody trying to distance himself as much as possible from what could possibly happen. Like I said, I have no idea. Just seems like a lot of fuckery is going on behind the scenes. And I think this is just a simple, I'm gonna head out.
Well, it says that Nick. It says just reading the quote from the article. It says that David Tepper came out and said Nick played an integral role in laying the groundwork for the Charlotte Football Club's inaugural season, and was a key contributor to Tepper Sports and Entertainment. He said, we appreciate his efforts and wish him and his family the best as they move forward. That sounds like the guy is just not fucking with David Tepper anymore. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. Or he doesn't like the way that he runs business. I told you, man, I think a lot of stuff, man, it's a real conversation. Like, Tepper's attitude. See, the one thing I hate when it comes to David Tepper is people give him this pass because he's a billionaire. Like, they just assume that this man has done everything right in his life to be a billionaire. You know what I'm saying? That he hadn't pissed. I mean, you have to remind him what his job title originally is and what it means to be a hedge fund guy. But David Tepper, just in football, has come off to us as fans as a motherfucker that's, I'm going to do it my way, and he doesn't even really believe in a team. You know what I'm saying? Why do you assemble teams and to help you do your job if at the end of the day, you just only going to see it your way? You know what I'm saying? And as an owner, you can do that. But if you just turning everybody the hell off, you know what I'm saying, then I see this to come more and more in the future. I see more and more in the future people leaving this organization because of David Tepper. I mean, we just had an owner who got in trouble and where people were fired and people left the Carolina Panthers, and it made big news to eventually the NFL ran our old owner out of there. David Tepper's not far behind, but you got to think about it. He came in, he changed the head coaching salary real high. The other owners didn't like that. They didn't like some of his other moves. Me personally, I think as an owner, he can do what he wants. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to certain things like whatever. But my thing is, why assemble people? Why hire a GM if you're not going to let the GM do his job? Why hire people in these important positions if you're not going to let them do what they're supposed to do? This dude, I think at the end of the day, and just my opinion, Ray, and I'm going to read other inserts as we go along in this conversation, everything in this article says this dude says, I couldn't fuck with David Tepper no more, not another day.
Makes sense. I mean, again, we don't really know what's going on behind closed doors. And it's clearly nothing good. I mean, I don't know. There's just so much shit going on, again, that we have no clue. There could be so much more to this than just what we see on the surface.
Somebody in the comments in that article said, one of the things that they mentioned, and I had highlighted that one comment, somebody said, sounds like Tepper chewed him up and spit him out. That's what this money hustler does. What city, county, and state does he have in his sights now? I sure do miss Mr. Richardson. How many times have we heard people say, we miss a dude who engaged in sexism and racism? Like, I would rather have that guy than David
Tepper. Just one question.
Let me finish.
Go ahead, Tom.
Because for some people, and that's just the way they think, at least Jerry Richardson was winning somewhat. You know what I'm saying? When I don't think I don't see, when you start getting into humane issues, I put sports aside. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck if we win in football games if the owners out here, talking crazy to women and people of color and whatever. Damn though. So when Jerry Richardson went, I was glad to see him go. It doesn't mean that I want Jerry Richardson because of what Tepper's doing. It's just that we may have to be dealing with this dude until he really messes up. I mean, they're already comparing him to the owner with the Commodores. Ray got me saying Commodores all the time, man. It is what it is, man. Look, David Tepper has not gotten off to a great start. And it seems like he's embraced the role of the villain. Keith.
Yeah. So, again, I'm gonna do it.
Speak your mind, brother. Speak your mind.
I'm gonna do it. No. I mean, listen. I'll speak my mind. I'm just
nobody has to agree with me.
I'm gonna. Of course, I talk my shit.
Please do it.
Yeah. Anyone know who Nick Kelly was before this? Just a rhetorical question. That's the guy who was supposed to be heading that new facility for the Charlotte FC. Once that deal fell through, clean house, right? That's really what it is, in my opinion. This is not, again, people will use this as cannon fodder, whether it's rightfully so or not. And I'm pretty sure majority of everybody will disagree with me. But at the same time, I'm more of a, if I see the evidence, okay. If I don't see the evidence, then I'm not going to speculate about it. We just had a really good draft, right? And everyone likes to put the credit to Scott Fitter, but we've heard it multiple times. It was a team effort. Now, whether people believe me is a different thing. It was a team effort. So kudos to everybody who contributed to that draft. I believe it was Scott Fitter, it was Matt Rule, and it was especially David Tepper and Ben McAdoo. Thank you for that quarterback. When I see this, I see, Tepper wanted to go a certain direction with this sports team. That they wanted to go a certain direction with having an image, especially since when your main attraction isn't doing so well. And once that image is sullied or they do something towards that image, you have to clean house. You have to have a different approach. We can't have what went down at Rock Hill. We can't have the city fight us over sports, especially once quote unquote what this message is, what this organization is doing. David Tepper Sports is in bringing sports to the main area of the Carolinas, whether it be South Carolina, North Carolina, they're trying that model. Whether they're failing and succeeding is a different topic. That's really what it is to me. I did not know who this guy was until I had to do the research. Stepping down as a CEO, when your main job, when the CEO title is very ambiguous, when his main job was the vice president of the Charlotte FC, and he was doing great strides into bringing Charlotte FC to Charlotte. So that's really what it is to me.
Let me tell you the first time I heard about this guy, bro. And this ain't no dissing, nothing, but I'm gonna be totally honest with you, bro. And Ray can back me up on this. The first time I heard about this guy, man, you guys would never guess. It was Unc. When Unc first started talking about the Tepper, because Unc was one of the first people on Keep Pounding to start talking about Tepper sports and entertainment. And Unc brought this guy's name up, Nick Kelly. It was Unc. And he said that he was going to, Tepper hired him to head the entire thing. Nick Kelly was heading everything that had anything to do with Tepper sports and entertainment. So that's one thing I want to point out. Everything. I could see if somebody in a job title within that. Like, and I'm going to say some names that you guys probably won't give a shit about, but you know what I'm saying? Like, just to put them out there, like Tom Glick, he's the TSC president. When I say TSC, that's Tepper Sports and Entertainment. Joe LeBlue, who was promoted February to the Charlotte Football Club as the Charlotte Football Club president. And this was all done. Any of these promotions you hear were done by Nick Kelly. Christy Coleman was named the Panthers president in February, serving as a chief financial officer. Darius Barnes was promoted within the Charlotte Football Club from director of business operations to the president of their MLS next pro team, set to debut in 2023.
Hey, Twan.
Let me finish. Go ahead.
No, you finish.
Yes. Huh?
You can finish.
Okay. The Charlotte FC director of marketing and communications, and Jessica O'Neill left, and she left in March. You know what I'm saying? And then, last but not least, who do y'all think is the final person on this board? Because if it ain't David Tepper, who's the next closest to David Tepper?
His wife.
His wife, Nicole Tepper, the wife of the owner, David Tepper, was named the TSC's chief administrative officer and would be responsible for the further engaging in the organization in the Carolinas community. That's it. So what is that saying? That's saying that if Nick Kelly stepping out, who's going to step into that role next, Ray?
What? The wife.
His wife.
His wife.
It's concubine.
I think this man could have been like, so look, I go back to it, bro. That motherfucking Unc brought this dude's name up first when he was talking about that Tepper sports and entertainment. And that's why sometimes it takes to listen when people are talking about shit when you don't have 1,000 motherfuckers talking over you. You know what I'm saying?
When you brought those names up, what are you trying to say to him? Besides the wife thing.
Nepotism?
Yeah. I was just pointing out all the other positions that he hired. He hired all these other people into these positions.
Right.
Like, it makes you go, if you did all of this, why are you leaving? Why are you leaving? You know what I'm saying? Clearly, this man didn't build all this up to be like, you know what, I don't want to do this no more.
Build
this
what?
was him and David Tepper, bro.
Well, he hired people, right? As a CEO, you hire
Right.
people, but what did he build?
But you don't hire David Tepper's wife into a position.
No. I mean, of course, that was David Tepper, 100%. I mean, we
right,
saw
and then if you look at her background, she doesn't have any of this in her background. But
Right,
all of a sudden, they try to look. I'm looking deep into it. Just follow me, Keith. Follow me into it. Listen, I was a business minor in college, bro. Listen. So when you go from CEO, your CEO steps down, right? But then David Tepper's already had his position made for his wife as Tepper Sports Entertainment Chief Administration Officer.
Keeping it in
Anybody
the
know
family.
anything about a CAO? A CAO is going to naturally step into a CEO's position, bro. It sounds like Tepper got this man to do all this fucking work. And then I think step one was when all this shit went down with Raquel or whatever. You know what I'm saying? only to slide his wife into it.
So Nick Kelly's this fall guy.
Is the fall guy.
Is that
But
your speculation, or do you think?
Yeah, of course, some of it's got to be speculation, but mostly what I'm doing is reading. I'm reading. I'm
Yeah,
telling
but
you.
you're reading names off of hirees who haven't done anything.
Keith, what do you want me to do, Keith?
No, what I'm saying is like, what's your big point? So if they did something, I would understand. What did they do? What was the big open sesame type of deal? Like, there's a bag of cash right there. They haven't done anything.
I stated that in the very beginning, man. I think that this man is stepping down, and I said I think that you're going to see this a lot more with employees with the Carolina Panthers in the future, and the reason why maybe some people don't want to come to this organization and things like that will make us better because of David Tepper. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it made news with us because this guy was the CEO of Tepper Entertainment Sports. That includes the Carolina Panthers, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
As a management,
it's just it's just another subject of what kind of owner are we dealing with?
Because so what I'm trying to understand here is like, do you guys, is that like, what am I trying to ask here? Is that a pushback to you?
Here you go. And Unc just stated, he said, told y'all more deals would fall apart. Just wait.
He did a couple weeks ago. I was on the phone when he said that. So kudos to Unc. But what I'm trying to say is that a blowback to y'all if he hires his wife? I mean, Ron Rivera had his wife everywhere with him when he was coaching. She was the director of, God knows what it was. I can't exactly pinpoint it, but his daughter was in the organization as well. So what are we? I don't understand.
Is it a blowback for us? I mean, if you're the owner of something, you can do what you want, but I don't believe in. I mean, for myself, I don't believe I wouldn't mix my family in with business. You know what I'm saying?
I completely understand. That's a terrible mix.
It's just like when they made the joke last year, I believe it was a joke that they said that Matt Rule's wife got on the phone and said, "Go get Chuba Hubbard," right?
Right.
I mean, that shit wasn't funny to us. And then they tried to make it seem like, and then Tepper got on the phone like, "Oh no, he really, really did say that." It's like, I really, really, really hope y'all are just joking.
Right. So like, yeah, absolutely. Don't mix family with business. That never works out ever. But
friends either.
In terms of a management,
you got that right.
A Tepper Sports and Co.
You fucking got that right.
Tepper Sports and Co. is a management. And in terms of image, right? And his wife doesn't have it, but business people do that all the time, especially with like useless positions who are already set. Like you said, it is bad business, but there is very little business to be done in terms of image, right? As a CEO, when you already have like A-listers, at least I think they're A-listers, like you named off. I don't know. I mean, I don't think anybody knows here. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. If you know, then let me know. But I don't know who these people are and what they've done. So,
KJ Duda Greg says, "Keeb, I respect your opinions, bro, but it seems like you Oz Teppers can do no wrong."
So KJ, listen, I said this multiple times. In order to be a true realist, you can't just base everything you do on speculation and opinion. What I am doing is I'm doing the research, and these guys that Tuan is naming are sprinkled around the article, but they mean nothing to me. And I know they mean nothing to half the Panther fans because they haven't done anything. They try to make a mark in Charlotte. It didn't work out. Charlotte FC's, whether it's doing great or not, I don't know. I don't watch soccer. And for those who do, maybe you can call in and let us know. And I know Panthos on Twitter goes to a couple of the soccer games. So if you're out there, if you're watching, let us know. But in my eyes, I'm not going to sit here and speculate about something because his potentially his wife is going to take over the CEO position.
Real quick, Keith, not to cut you off. Hey, have I made all you guys admins yet on here?
No.
Hey, all of you guys just type a period or something in the chat so I can change that. All right, go ahead, Keith. Sorry about that.
No, you're good. I mean, really what I was saying was, I mean, I understand. I get a lot of blowback on Twitter as well. I'm just trying to be a different type of voice in this.
Keep it alone. It don't matter if you get blowback. It's your opinion.
No, I know,
bro.
I know, 100%. I know for 100%. I don't care if I get blowback. I'm going to continue doing what I do. I'm going to continue being positive. I'm only going to talk about the evidence that I see, and I'm going to learn a lot from everybody here, and including the audience as well. But what I'm saying right now is those names mean absolutely nothing to me unless they do something. But what I researched, nothing really has been done besides 2 major deals falling apart. So yes, a lot of stuff you see a lot of people will leave that organization, marketing firm, whatever it is, because there's no true definition of Tepper Sports and Co. It's just a management firm. Mm-hmm. If things start to fall apart, absolutely, people need to start rolling, right? And that's what it's doing. So what I see, I just see it as just a product of that, of things falling apart.
Okay, so it goes on in this article to say it doesn't mention the exact names, Keep. Mm-hmm. It says since David Tepper has taken over the reins in Charlotte, we know they're talking about the Panthers, but it says Charlotte. It said an average of non-employees in upper positions had left the organization every year of his existence. That would average out to about 27 people thus far.
Unc said, ship sinking, you jump off. Yeah, you're right, but the captain goes down with the ship.
What the fuck is this guy? How's he presenting himself?
The captain must go down with the ship. It's a law, actually. If you're a captain, you must go. Anyways, the point is, Twan, again, like, I try to do the research when it comes up, and even when Rock Hill was falling apart, right? The research is very, even Unc will tell you, like, he doesn't believe that it was Rock Hill's fault that it was going on. Unc, and that's Unc. We went back and forth.
I'm starting to believe that too, but this shit might have been David Tepper.
Yeah, of course. But what we see is, what we know for a fact is that Rock Hill missed out on a payment. That's for a fact. I'm only talking about Rock Hill right now. They missed out on a payment. Deal falls through. Big blow to that marketing firm, because your job is to market, and you did a terrible job in financing a place for your main attraction, which is the Carolina Panthers. Now your FC is taking a blow. So in my eyes, yeah, the CEO has to step down. You're not doing a very good job.
Anyone else?
Fuck them all. Forget Nick Kelly. I think he's a fall guy, but it don't really concern me. I just want to win. Fuck them all. I want to win. I just want to
win. P's about to cry.
Show me the W. Just show me the W. I just want to win.
I know, man. But look, if you got some type of something going on in your body that you need to get out of it,
Illuminati all through your body.
Hey, do anybody want to,
Tupac?
All right, here we go. Last but not least, the Carolina Panthers signed ex-Jets Pro Bowler Andre Roberts. Pretty sure you guys have done your homework on him by now. Looks like this guy is a return supreme extraordinaire. Most of the highlights I've seen, almost 90% of them, he's returning kicks or punts.
He's a return guy.
He had the most. I think it was something like he had the most. He has the most return yards total than any other player. The last 4 years running or some shit.
I mean, that must have been how he was a Pro Bowler, because
right.
he had 2 catches in all the highlights.
I think it was just this past year he had almost 1,200 yards, 1,200 return yards. I think he was an All-Pro at returner, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah,
man,
he's a return god.
Yep, that's essentially what he's become at this point.
So how do y'all feel about this guy, man, and how he can help us out?
I mean, Fitterer said he was looking to fill that need, and he looks like he did that pretty damn quick with one of the best guys. Clearly, he could have done that with.
Right.
So.
1 second. 24 people are in here. Y'all like, share, subscribe.
How many likes we got?
Panther. We have, was it 25 likes? So I mean, they're liking the video. Just please share.
Hit the like button on the way in,
Share and
guys. Hit the share button, subscribe. Make sure you subscribe and tell your friends about the channel, man. Help our channel grow, man.
If you love your mama, hit the like button.
Go ahead, Ray. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Me? Oh no. I mean, I was basically it. You good? No, you good.
You said I meant to cut you off, though, Guru.
Oh, that was quick, wasn't it?
I'm not saying if you love your mama, man, just hit the like button. Hit the like button.
I'm
please.
gonna cut quick off because you want to leave early.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
We thought we lost you. We thought we lost you to that break table again tonight, bro.
Nah, y'all got me today, man. Y'all stuck with me today. Fuck all that. Whether you like what I say or you don't.
Hey, look,
if
man,
you want to
go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
I'm good. I'm done.
I was saying, if we want to talk about Ian Thomas, that'll be a quick show, quick segment. If you want to, chip in on that, we can go ahead and hit that in the bud.
No.
Taking Ian Thomas jersey orders right now.
Let's not do that. Let's just not do that.
Taking Ian Thomas jersey orders right now. Ian Thomas is going to turn it around.
So Stuntman is asking for a record
this year.
He's asking for a record prediction.
Y'all gonna leave my guy the fuck alone, man.
Stuntman is asking for a record prediction. So if you don't want to do that.
It's too early to tell for that right now.
No, that's why he said early record prediction. Too early record prediction.
So we're gonna do just that, man. Look, the chat asked for it. We're gonna do it. Starting to key, man. Let's do a way too early record prediction.
Too early. 6 games. Call it 6 games.
6 and 11.
And I'm being extremely generous right now because that schedule with the AFC loaded up. Oh boy. I mean, listen, you're 1 second. I'm sorry, 1 second. Your division is looking nice, open, sort of. You could be second place. You know, you're not going to get flack for being second place. But in terms of the grand scheme of things, watch out.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and give you Unk's prediction. Unk said 11-6.
Oh Jesus!
But that's what we expect.
Already,
I need to explain that. Explain that.
It's way too early though. I can roll with it for right now. Okay. It's way too early.
Twan, you should have kept him on satellite to explain that.
11-6, 9-8 at worst. He says. Okay, that's
Go ahead, Ray.
Let me get Unk back on satellite.
All right, that's cool. Because so Twan, what was our record 2 years ago?
Both years 5 and 12 or some shit like that. 5 and 11.
So 5-11, and last year we were what? 5-12.
5-12.
All right, so I'm just gonna take a shot in the dark here and say we probably go 5-12 again. That's just what we are right now. Again, just too early. Again, this could be, Akeem could just be like just an otherworldly left tackle and just never allow a sack type shit and blah blah blah. Matt Corral could just somehow be ready and come out there, blah blah blah. Or even just on the other side, Sam Darnold. Could maybe
you can't even
just
say it without laughing.
That's what I'm saying, I can't even get through it. Like, just, it's not supposed to be a joke, but I feel like it's one of the funniest things I've said today. Sam Darnold could go out there and just play crazy ball, which would never fucking happen. Or, shit, I don't know. I don't even know. Yeah, so 5-12, y'all. 5-12.
Okay.
5-12, y'all. Oh, no. Yeah, way too early. Way too early for record prediction. Way too fucking early. Yo, oh, my God. Sam would be lucky to get us 5 wins, bro. Oh my God!
They need some milk.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and give my prediction. I would say 3-14.
Oh man, that made my chest hurt.
Good Lord, Petey. What?
3
Oh God!
You said 3?
Yep.
We get a 3-piece McNugget.
14. Yep.
Jeez. If Matt Rule don't get fired after that, I don't know what's gonna get this man fired. I mean, shit. Even after a 5-12 season, if this man ain't fired, even after 5-12, I don't know how this man keeps his job.
Claire, what's your record, Claire?
Yeah. Oh Lord. Okay. Best case scenario. Best case scenario is 6-11. Worst case scenario, I'm kind of leaning more towards PD Quick. I'm leaning more towards 3-14.
Hey man, there you go. Come on a winning team, Claire.
Guru.
4-13. I don't care how good you think you are what your schedule says you are.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty quick. You already said yours?
Yeah, 3-14.
Keep already said his, right?
Yeah, 6.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go out on a limb, and y'all know I don't usually do this, but because of who we have on the team now, and I'm just expecting everybody to be straight, I'm gonna say 7-10.
Who do y'all think
I-
we're
I-
going to beat besides the Falcons?
I'm saying that, and that's my upside. I'm saying 7-10 upside, downside 4
You
and
have the schedule, Twan. You can pull up our
13.
opponents. You think you could have pulled up our opponents just to visualize?
Oh no, I've seen who we got to play.
No, I mean like
Not
just
for
for
like the
everybody.
So we
for like
can
the
see it.
chat for everybody else. Yeah.
Oh, like right now? Yeah, no, we can do that on the next show.
That's all I can say,
It's
nigga.
getting late. Hey, look, man. With that being said, man, I thought it was a great and awesome show tonight, man. It would have been great. It wouldn't have been great if you guys didn't join us, though, man. If the people in the chat didn't join us, took their time out. First of all, I'd like to thank the chat tonight, man, for being in here. I'd like to thank these incredible co-hosts that come on here and just give this great content, man, and make the show look good. You know what I'm saying? I'm just hoping our season doesn't look like this. You know, I know Ray loves that go-to move when we pull that off.
Stick a fork in it.
As long as our season don't end like that, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Finally, I'd like to thank this brother right here, man. The reason why we do the show. The late great Stepler Gray, man. King Gray. Shout out to him and his family. I know he's always watching down on us, man.
Yes, sir.
Panther Guru. Last words and testaments.
First of all, shout out 704. He's the reason why I even get on here and do this in honor
Oh,
of
we don't
him.
got nothing to do with it. The other 5 of us don't have shit to do.
Not really. And hopefully we can have a good season, man.
The truth hurts.
Hey, Ray said we don't have shit to do with it.
Shit, goddamn.
Right.
Goddamn. Oh, I love that shit. Goddamn.
Yo. All right, man. Yeah, shout out to 704, man. May he PIP, Panther in peace. And I appreciate, everybody on the panel, even the people that's watching as well, too. You know what I'm saying? If you love your mama, please hit the like button. By all means, keep pounding. And 3-14, remember I said it.
Also, I forgot to say shout out to our Keep Pounding squad. Shout out to the boy Big Cat. Keep him in prayers. I think Big Cat had a surgery right after the draft. So if he's has surgery,
I did not know
I'll
that.
check on him or whatever. Yeah, he told everybody he had surgery after that. So hopefully he's doing well. I'll check on him when I get a chance to do that. And also shout out to the man, the boy Unk. Unk 2021 was in the chat tonight with us. He has some technical difficulties. But shout out to those boys over there, man. Keep pounding. Claire.
Get your ass on the show, please. God damn.
Shout out to Unc calling from Arkham
Hey,
Asylum.
sell one of your watches,
Right?
Unc. You can't be having all that.
Sell one of
blue.
your
Sell one of your watches. God damn.
Sell some plates or something.
Get you an Apple or a Pear Watch.
Yeah, please.
Goodness.
Orange.
So as always, shout out to 704. He's even the reason why, I feel like I'm even here, had I not ever been welcomed on, KPTV between him and Big Cat and Twan that night, I would have never even been on this show. So he's a huge part of why I'm here too. That was a very late night. So
hey, she stayed on. Claire stayed on that night until almost 6 in the morning.
It was, yeah, and I had to be at work at 7. So
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
So, but and of course, shout out to everybody on the panel. Guru, you just need to be a part of the show. Period. Just permanent. At this point, you're on here every time. You know, taking time out of your evening to be with us. Shout out to everybody in the chat taking out of
I
time
got
out
you.
of taking out of time out of your evening to be with us as well. And for any of you, awesome nerds out there, it's May 4th, so May the 4th be with you.
Yes, Star
Ford
Wars.
be with you. That was dope. That was dope. I like that.
Hey,
Keep.
Shout out to the greats. Shout out to 704. Shout out to everybody. I never met the guy. Cool dude. Voice of reason in the midst of idiots calling in. I'm just kidding. Shout out to
704 is not the voice of reason.
I will say at nights I during the pandemic, just a small story. I called in. I called in once, and I missed him by a hair. But just in general, y'all Keep Pounding TV got me through that quarantine. 704 in this case got me through that quarantine. And one of the main inspirations, besides a couple of other podcasts that I wanted to start doing podcasts. And I did start doing podcasts, but that my basketball podcast is grounded for now. But anyways, shout out to NLP Podcast. Shout out to everybody here. Shout out to all the co-hosts. Shout out to Keep Pounding TV, Pat Coltrane, C3, and shout out to John from One Carolina. I hope everybody takes a mental health break. It's much needed, especially with everything going on right now. So
absolutely,
and just be positive. Be kind and be positive.
Mm-hmm. And not last but not least, and only Ray will understand why he's going last with this one. Ray, take a look at the screen, man.
Well.
Ray, get us out of here,
Yeah, as always, shout out 704, Mr. Brother. Shout out Eddie, his entire family as well. Right there's the man right there.
Mom Laverne.
Yes, sir. Mama Dukes.
Sister Keisha.
Yep. The whole family. Obviously, shout out everybody on the panel. Guru, as always, love having you on. Obviously every last one of y'all on the panel, you already know what it is. Great show as always. Great content. Glad we didn't waste our time talking about Ian's stupid ass. It was a good week or so of Panther news and then just stuff going on. It's just I love the draft. Glad the draft is over at the same time. Ready to see what how these players pan out. Hopefully my man Rambo makes the squad. Throw that in there real quick. It's I don't know. I want to stay where I'm at earlier, where I should expect more, but I'm gonna tell you all to temper expectations on that record this year, though. We're still rebuilding, y'all. We didn't fix the team with just this draft right here. I guess that's how I'll leave it. So just be prepared.
Ray, your boy Bubba went to the Seahawks.
Yeah, you know what? And I had a feeling that's where he'd end up too, because that's their type of safety.
My guy found a home too. The safety from Florida A&M. He went to the Giants.
Yeah,
I hate that fit for him.
I think Bubba went to a good spot in Seattle. He'll probably make the most of it there.
Weatherford went somewhere. Where did Weatherford go?
I don't know.
Weatherford got drafted either.
I don't know. I'm just thankful we didn't.
Chicago. I'm not sure though. Somebody can double check me. I'm not sure.
I'm just thankful we didn't waste an undrafted free agent selection on a long snapper. Lord.
Yeah.
Amen.
I will never forget that shit, man.
I won't either.
That's key.
Yep.
That's key. That's Ray Palbone. That's Petey Quick. That's the man Guru. That's Claire Aries. My name is Twan Don versus everybody, man. We'll see y'all next time. We out.